Hej och välkommen till familjen Sundin i Torrevieja. Det är en specialavsnitt. Just nu så har vi varit på en vingård som heter Bodegas Faelo. Så ni kommer få se lite grann runt vingården och hur de producerar vinet, tunnorna. Och så sen har vi vinprovning på slutet. Så jag hoppas att ni tycker att det blir intressant att se. Så häng med!
Well, we are a very small family and traditional winery. So first of all, we are going to see the winery. I'm going to show you the winery, and after that, we come back for the wine. Okay?
Okay.
To start, he's Jaime, he's the owner of the winery. And I'm Alejandro. Nice to meet you. To start, first I explain you the history. Then I show you the first winery. Here is not where we store the wine in bottles, okay? So also we have a lot of pictures, so if you like to walk around, you will see here Rafael and his wife producing wine, then some 1980 and 2015 pictures. So, well, take this one has 2,500 square meters, the second one has 10,000, and the third one 12,000. So we're like 4 and 5 times this one, okay? The other plots are very close. One of them is like 2 kilometers in that way, and the other one 5 kilometers in that way. So, well, the weather is very similar, the soil is different, so we have different grapes. Actually, we produce 5 different kind of grapes, okay? So, for example, here we have the Shiraz. Shiraz is a typical grape to produce red wines. Today you're going to taste 2 different 100% Shiraz. You're going to taste a rosé and a red. So the process is different, but the grape is exactly the same. Okay? Then the first wine that you're going to taste, it's 100% Chardonnay wine. And the fourth wine is our most important wine. It's produced with Cabernet Sauvignon and Monastery, 50-50. The Monastery, just if you don't know, it's a local grape from Alicante. So it's our most important grape. The first and second generation only produce wine with Monastery. And our most important wine is still produced with Monastery, but not 100%, 50-50, okay? And then the last grape is Muscat for dessert wines, the sweet wine. So all of the wines, because we take care all of the wines with natural methods. So all of our wines are natural. We don't use chemical products. We try to take care everything with manual methods. Sometimes it's really hard, and of course we have some new methods, some modern methods. But well, let me explain you a few methods. If you take a look, you will see a lot of aromatic plants. A lot of rosemaries, salvia here, for example, we have a lot of them. All these aromatic plants are here because the aromatic plant changes really well the ecosystem. I mean, this plant, because of the aroma, brings a lot of insects. Those insects in general never eat fruit because this plant doesn't have fruit. So it's calling insects, but not insects that eat fruit, okay? So having a lot of insects that eat other things, we will kill most of the insects that eat fruit. So that's how it works. Our plot, our field will be really, really healthy. Sometimes the plant comes from other places, from other producers, the neighbor, even from other countries. So that's why we have a lot of rose bushes. That's other famous method, really common method, and it's the best natural alone. It's not a protection, it's just the alone. Because having a lot of rose bushes, the rose bush and the rose is one of the most delicate plants in plant. So if something bad is coming here, if something bad is happening, first we will see that damage on the rose. Are the original machines, the old school machines. Both are the same machines that Rafael used 100 years ago, so we still have them here. Are really old machines, but we still want to use them. I mean, this process is just to get the use from the grape, not to produce wine. So we still keep this traditional method, but just to produce one of our 5 wines. Joking to taste 5, but the most important one is the Monastery Cabernet Sauvignon 50-50. So here we just bring Monastery and Cabernet Sauvignon. Once we have the grapes here, we make the Harvest Fest. The Harvest Fest is our most special event every September, because the harvest usually is in September, and it's an open doors event. So all the people, neighbors, people from other countries comes here to help us smashing the grapes by feet. Okay? This process is so simple. So when we smash the grapes, as you can see right there, we just try to separate the skins, the juice, and the seeds. Okay? I don't know if you know it, but there are, of course, white grapes and dark grapes. But the dark grapes are also yellow inside. So the juice from the grape is yellow, not dark. The dark color comes from the skins. So once we have here the juice with the skins, we should spend 4 or 5 days minimum mixing the juice with the skins. Okay? We do it with automatic pumps. So once we mix the juice and the skins 4 or 5 days, we take the skins and we bring the skins here. Then we press the skin by hand and the juice from the skin starts falling down into the tank again. Okay? So once we have together juice from the skin and juice from the grape, it's time to produce wine. And it's when we start with modern machines, modern methods, modern rooms. So now I'm going to show you something really different, because this is the last traditional room, the last traditional step. Okay?
Okay.
Experiment. And then Gran Reserva should be more than 2 years in barrel. So for us it's a lot, because if we keep the wine 2 years here, we should have other places to leave the other 2 harvests. And for us it's impossible. Okay? So usually it's 1 year, because when this wine is ready to bottle, the next harvest comes here. But this time is being different because of the corona, as I told you. Okay? So the wine is to experiment with a new recipe. And it's still to the bottles. Okay? So these 2 are really young. The rosé is also interesting. As you can see, the color, it's darker than the typical rosé. And it's because we use the Shiraz. It's a grade to produce reds, not rosés. So we prefer a stronger and darker rosé. Okay? So, well, now you're going to taste all of them. Okay? So, time for the wine tasting. Because after the white wine, of course, you can take the mic. I will bring you some local products. So we should ask you about allergies, or if someone is gluten free, even if someone is vegetarian or vegan.
Not today.
So no? Perfect. So I'm happy with the white wine and then some local products.
Gracias.
I will bring you everything and then I explain you after you some more. Okay?
All over the town with a red fish and a rum so fine, we'll spin round and round. The sun will go rise and shine, we'll never slow down. We gonna wine and dine all over the town. I'll ring you up round about 6 o'clock. Meet at the village dock at 7:45. I'm feeling flush, so sturdy and solid. Got pounds in my pocket, and I don't wanna wait. We gonna go wine and dine all over the town with red fish and rum so fine. We'll spin round and round. The sun will go rise and shine. We'll never slow down. We gonna go wine and dine all over the town. Some ginger punch, darling, you try it first. Satisfy all your thirst, make you feel right. I've got a hunch, we won't order only one. The evening has just begun, and we have all night. We gonna go wine and dine all over the town with red fish and rum so fine. We'll spin round and round.
¡Hasta luego!